Unit 2, Lesson 2, Part 3. Now we move on to the more difficult unit analysis conversions, and remember those are with compound units. Compound units, if you remember, contain units in both the top and the bottom. But if you remember, we learned back in Unit 1 that we can use this unit analysis process to convert units in both places. That's true whether we're in the metric system, the U.S. customary system, or converting between the two. So let's look at example 5. In example 5, it says water flows into a tank at a rate of 6 fluid ounces per minute. So we're going to start out with fluid ounces in the top and minutes in the bottom. What we're asked to do is to convert this rate to liters per hour. So our final answer needs to have liters in the top and hours in the bottom. So to get from fluid ounces to liters, well, that's a U.S. system. This is a metric system, so we're going to need a bridge. All right, so we're going from U.S. to metric, so we need a bridge. So let's go back to our bridges. And this time we're measuring volume. So if we look at our table, we have 3 different measures for volume. We have one that goes from quarts to liters. So we could go from ounces, somehow get to quarts, and then go to liters. We also have this one, which is tablespoons and milliliters. That seems like a lot of work. We have this one that goes, though, from fluid ounces to milliliters. If we use this one, we can go from fluid ounces to milliliters, and then we can go right from milliliters to liters. So I think I'm going to use this one. 1 fluid ounce is equal to 29.574 milliliters. So let's go back to our example. So in the top, I'm going to go from fluid ounces. Then that bridge is going to let me go right to milliliters. And then I can go from milliliters to liters. And in the bottom, do we know how many minutes are in an hour? We do. So we can go right from minutes to hours. So I probably put that liters over hours too far over, but that's okay. So our bridge conversion factor, remember that we picked, was 1 fluid ounce is equal to 29.574 milliliters. We also need to go from milliliters to liters. Liters are bigger. Milli is 1,000, so it's 1,000 milliliters is 1 liter. And that will complete the top. And then the bottom, we know that there are 60 minutes in 1 hour. So those are our conversion factors. Our bridge, a metric conversion, and a U.S. customary conversion. All right, so we're ready to start our string. So we're going to start with our given. We have 6 fluid ounces. Don't forget those units. Remember, that drives the rest of your work. And remember, when there's no unit written, it's understood to be 1. I'm going to focus on the top first. So that took these 2 conversion factors. And this one is going to have to go next because it has fluid ounces. And the fluid ounces are going to go on the bottom. So 1 fluid ounce down here and 29.574 milliliters up top. Then I'm going to use this one. Milliliters are going to go on the bottom, so they'll cancel out. So 1,000 milliliters is equal to 1 liter. So just pause for a minute. For the top, our fluid ounces are gone. Our milliliters are gone. We're left with liters, and that is what we were asked to find. So we can switch our focus from the top to the bottom. So in the bottom, we have minutes. We want to convert to hours, so this is going to help us do that. But this time, we want minutes on the top, since minutes are on the bottom here. So 60 minutes on the top and 1 hour in the bottom. So our minutes will cancel. We'll be left with hours, and that's what we're asked to find. So finally, we're ready to go to our calculator. So in our calculator, we're going to do 6 times 29.574, just going across the top, times 1, which isn't going to change it, times 60. And on the bottom, we have 1 times 1 times 1,000 times 1, so that's just going to be 1,000. So in your calculator, if you do 6 times 29.574 times 60, you should get 10,646.64, and that's over 1,000. So now we're dividing, so our decimal point is going to go to the left 3 places. You can do this in your calculator too if you would like. So 1, 2, 3, we'll put it between the 10 and the 6. So 10.64664. But I'm asked to round to the nearest hundredth. So that's going to be this decimal place. So if I look to the right, that is 5 or bigger. So I round the 4 up to a 5. So my final answer is 10.65, and that is liters, per hour, or 10.65 liters per 1 hour.